Hey Patty, got the 3D design all finished up for you. Let's take a look here. Doing the 3D design was definitely a good idea. Some alterations needed to be made to the garden beds to kind of accommodate how the house was built. So, starting with this first bed, originally we had a hedge of boxwoods going through underneath this bay window. This sticks out about a foot, um, so I don't think boxwoods underneath here would survive very well. So we've got these guys down here, which are golden Japanese forest grasses. These will fill up this space pretty nicely. The front drop, originally we had blue-eyed grasses, a line going all the way down. I think that's a little bit too much saturation with the blue-eyed grasses. So instead, as a threshold piece, we have these blue balloon flowers, both sides. These actually have a purple flower. So it'll be purple threshold flower, and then on the inside, we have these blue-eyed grasses, original one. Then you've got this common dye pattern. So you've got adjacent plants going like this first section, and this section here. These Japanese forest grasses are gold, which will play off of these gold common junipers really well. Again, you've got another dye pattern with the purple threshold and then the blue-eyed grasses. Over here, another juniper, same thing here. And then over here, we have 2 points of interest here. The Roseanne geraniums. You'll see this plant later in the design as well. Another reason it was good we got this 3D model was originally we had a oak leaf hydrangea here. That won't work well. This area will probably get a little bit more shade too. So we've got the hillside black beauty snakeroot, really unique plant. Will fit this area really nicely, fill this area really nicely because you don't want a vacant space. You want a point of interest next to the door. So you've got 2 points of interest here. Got these guys here to kind of encapsulate this area. Here we have the walkway. This just goes to the end of the property line here, like you asked for. More of a dye pattern here, and then you've got a transitional oak hydrangea here. This will act as a transition from the front to the side here. This garden bed I wanted to keep a little bit more narrow, so you've only got one row of plants back here. To continue the continuity with the blue balloon flower, we've got some white balloon flower here, more Roseanne geranium like in the front here, and then you've got these dense blazing stars. Like I said, this garden bed's a little bit more narrow, so we've got some dense plants right here, more white flowers here. And then in the backyard, got 3 oak leaf hydrangeas. These are dwarf oak leaf hydrangeas, so they will stay underneath the window. And then you've got another dye pattern going through this way to kind of transition to the side with 2 blue flowers in the back, or on each side, and red grasses in the front, and then white balloon flowers as backdrop to the red grasses. Here's the mock design off of the directions you gave me over the phone. We've just got the flagstone pathway, just a mock design. If this needs to be moved or altered, just let me know. And then we've got this garden bed back here, which is where we try to take things in a more low maintenance direction. I think we do a pretty good job in the whole design, keeping everything pretty low maintenance. Now, boxwoods, the junipers don't really have to be touched. The boxwoods may be trimmed every couple years. Now, all these perennials, anything that's not a boxwood or a juniper can just get cut all the way back down to the ground, including these guys in fall. Except for the golden grasses need to be trimmed in the spring. So yeah, pretty good job, low maintenance. This one is where we really tried to take things in that direction. Got this garden bed. However, the edging is different in this one. Got different sections. So this section shoots all the way into the house here, shoots all the way into the house here, here and here. Just got a boxwood hedge, and over here you've got ground cover. This is called Burgundy Glow Juga. really cool ground cover. You can look that up on Google. This one's called Bolus periwinkle, another really cool ground cover. These are all native plants again. So yeah, obviously this design is a lot bigger than the first one. A lot more linear footage on the edging, all this edging, all this edging, a lot more plants and whatnot. So we can talk about any alterations to the design before or during the process of trying to get new numbers out for the estimate. So yeah, just let me know. Thanks, bye.